Hey guys, welcome back to Makeup for Beginners. I'm Shy, and today we're going to be talking about blush, contour, highlighting, and bronzer. So let's just go ahead and start this video off with me just saying, up to this point, you have realized that makeup isn't necessary, it's something for fun. The things that I'm going to be talking about today in this video are definitely not needed. These are 100% try it on your own, see what works for you, and if you don't feel like doing it, good for you. They're not meant to be something you need to do on a daily basis. In fact, wearing this much makeup on a daily basis will cause a lot of skin problems. I mean, I'm going on like a couple of weeks now of doing these videos for you and my skin's having issues. I'm not even wearing it every day. So you just need to keep in mind that this video is just more for fun than anything else. If you're learning about makeup, it should be fun anyway. However, this stuff is just little add-ons. You don't have to do it. That being said, let's just go ahead and we're going to start with contouring. When you think of contouring, most of the time you'll think of making shadows on your face, which sounds really weird. But I promise you it's not. So what we're doing is we are taking a darker than our average skin tone color and we're applying it to our face, we're adding it to the rest of the makeup we have, and we're giving the effect that we're basically giving the effect that our face looks a little bit different. So when light hits our face, it'll give kind of a shadow effect. So for example, I have kind of chubby cheeks and they're not very defined, so I like to add a little bit of contour on either side just to kind of make my cheekbones a little bit more defined and kind of suck in the chub. I also have a little bit of chunk right here that I like to just define a little bit with contour. So today I will be taking this Wet n Wild contour stick, and this is actually called the Mega Glow Makeup Stick in the contour, which means it's a darker shade. And I actually will show you where I apply contour. Now, that being said, everybody is different. So don't go based off of my recommendations. My face shape is different than your face shape, just like my skin is different from your skin. So the products I use may not work for you. The way I use them probably will not work for you. Just being honest with you and me. So everyone is different. That's why there's so many different products. That being said, let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to I could probably leave my glasses on for this. Woohoo! So I always kind of just do a line down the side of my face. For me personally, I don't like getting too close to my lips. It gives me this weird illusion that my face is really long. I'm not going for that. I'll do like right here, my little hairline right here, and I'll just go down. Now for me, I can never make this even. And then I'll just do a nice little line right here. And I look like a dweeb, but I promise you. And then sometimes, for those of us women that kind of have thin hair, you know, or like all of this is hair, but it's blonde. So I like to do like a little bit of darkening up a little bit. Yeah, you can see it's blonde. Like, hello, what are you doing right now? So it's the shadow effect. Wherever you want shadow to be casted, you add contour. Now, I'm going to be done with the contour. For those of you that aren't very familiar with makeup at all, some people like to contour their nose, and that will make your nose look slimmer. It makes it look thin. I do not contour my nose. I suck at it. So, it's a learning process. I haven't learned yet. That being said, I'm going to take my handy dandy foundation brush and I'm going to blend. Now, it is a lot of product. I just put a buttload of product on my face, so you need to be very careful with how much product you're putting on. Really get to know what you're dealing with. Because with contour, if it does not blend out nicely, you will literally be walking around with a line on your face. So to avoid that, we want to make sure we're doing the right amount of product, which, like I said, this is all trial and error. All makeup is trial and error. But So, and once again, we're just giving the shadow effect. We have a nice strong jaw, no flubba chubs. So you can hear Avengers Endgame in the background because, come on, what's a makeup tutorial without a little bit of superhero, right? And as you can see, I mean, it didn't do a huge amount of favors here. I'm still learning. We're all learning, okay? It's a learning process. But it immediately, like, you can tell I kind of blended it in, but you can also see, wow, how are ya? I put on a lot more product than what I normally would, and you know what? That's okay. It's for the video. So, that was contour. It's very easy to add too much product. Take your time. You can always add more. Once you have so much, you cannot put it back in the tube. So, kind of like everything else that I've said so far in this series, take your time, take it slow. It's a learning process, but we will get there, and the destination is going to be fabulous. So, okay, now that contouring is done, we're going to go to the next darkest thing, which is bronzing. Currently, my bronzer is completely disheveled. Thank you, toddlers. That is my bronzer. So I will actually not be using the bronzer portion today. But just a little bit of information about bronzer. Bronzer is something that's used to make you look a little bit tanner. You put it on the low areas of your face so you're not wearing so much makeup, but it adds a little bit of tanness to it. You can kind of, it's nice in the winter, like Minnesota, when you're a little bit lighter skinned, you haven't really gone tanning, you're not much of a tanner, you can add a little bit of bronzer, give yourself a little bit of a glow. Don't go crazy with bronzer or your face will be like brown or orange or whatever color you pick, but you don't want to pick the same skin tone. You want it to be a little bit darker. Same goes for contour. You don't want to pick the same skin tone. You want it to be a little bit darker, or in contour case, you want it to be a decent amount darker. This is called Call Me Maple. To be quite honest with you, you guys saw. Rewind a little bit. It's a lot darker, but it's okay. So now we're going to be moving on to blush. Now I actually have one blush, but currently because of disheveled bronzer, I do not use it, and it's more of like a peachy tone blush. I also have one other blush. Now that's pressed powder blush. This is loose powder blush. So because of that, I don't use a lot of it. A little bit goes a long way, and it's very red, as you could probably see. Look at that. It's very red. It's like a pinky red color, but it does look very beautiful on. So I take my time and I go very slow. So with blush, there's a multitude of colors. I mean, really, it doesn't really matter. It's just what you're feeling. Some people like a little bit more nude, peachy tones. Some people like bright red. They probably even have purple. I'm not even gonna lie. Just have fun with it. Do what you want. With all of these powders that we've been getting into, please remember, tap the excess off of the brush. Now, when I'm applying blush, the best way that I found to apply blush is actually to smile. And that will show where the apples of your cheeks naturally are, and you just kind of want to rock with that. You don't want to be putting blush way down here, because then you're going to look like a crazy. You want to put blush where you naturally have the apples of your cheeks, and you want to just kind of spread it out so that it's nice and naturally red. When you look at your face in the mirror, normally after like you're running, for me, I have red cheeks all the time, but for most people after they're like running or doing some sort of physical activity, right here, the apples of their cheeks and a little bit out will get red. We're trying to mimic that. Put a little bit of color back in. So, removing the glasses and for this, I actually do swirling motions and just kind of move it up. And you can see it gets close to my eye, but I promise you, tap the excess. And now you can kind of see it added a nice color, and it looks like it would be there without makeup. It looks like my natural skin. It does not look like I put it on my freaking forehead. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind as you're doing makeup. A lot of these things, I mean, once again, it's just for fun. You don't have to do any of it, but you will look a little bit goofy if you're kind of doing stuff kind of crazy. And the order doesn't really matter. I like to do, some people do contour and highlight, and then they'll do foundation. Some people do foundation, then contour and highlight. It doesn't matter. So yeah, just do what works for you. The final thing of this video, and also the most exciting personally, is highlighter. Now, highlighter is the opposite of contour. Contour, you want where the parts, you use contour on the parts of your face you want shadowed. You use highlighter on the parts of your face that you want to be shown off, otherwise known as high points of your face. So the tip of your nose, Cupid's bow is really common. Some people do above the eyebrows, but most of the time you'll find it right here, just kind of on their cheekbone, so you can kind of actually touch your cheeks and you can feel right here for me is where my cheekbone, and you want that to be there. You want it to be there. So I'm going to take this fun little brush because I enjoy using it for a multitude of things. In case you were wondering, this was like a $2 brush. It's the Wet n Wild one. So that's the end right there. Very, very big fan. Clearly, I use it for everything. I don't know that I've had a video without it. So once again, and I just like to do a little bit of dusting. And I really enjoy using highlighter because it gives a nice light, it almost, I don't want to say light, but it gives you this like wet, dewy feeling. So, you know, you can kind of, I don't know if the camera picks it up real well, but it gives this nice light finish that kind of makes you look glowy and dewy. Let's be honest, everybody wants glowing skin. Everyone wants it. So, and that, my friends, is the finale. We are done now with the full face portion, and we will see you guys next time for eyes, lips, all of the above. Please, if you found this video helpful, like, share, subscribe. I will be posting more, and it's only going to get better from here. Have a great day. See you guys next time.